Okay, good. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Okay. Yesterday I recorded the lecture and I found some of the students have continuously raised their hands. Okay. So please stop doing that because that symbol is there on the screen. Okay. And it blocks some of the view. Right. So stop, keep raising your hands. Okay. Just drop me a message. I keep on checking the message after every 5 minutes. Without the mic, I have not connected the mic. Is the voice clear? From your side, mic should be off. Khushi Singh, Avnish, Ankit, mic should be off. Okay, 2 more minutes. Anything you would be asking in chat box. Okay, you'll not be speaking something. Okay, you'll not be speaking something by any dummy ID. Coordinator sir is also there. Other teachers are also there. So you'll not speak anything which goes against you. Right? Wait for 1 more minute. Then after I'll start the class. Your voice is breaking. Ankit Mishra to everyone. I'll upload the video, don't worry. I'll upload the video. Okay, you'll get that on this. You'll get Ankit Mishra to everyone. Okay, sir. Good. Okay, shall we start now? What we have done yesterday? What we have done? We were doing photoelectric effect, right? We were doing photoelectric effect and we have done two graphs. In one graph, we have studied that it was like, let me make the graph. In one graph, it was like this. At this, intensity was there, and here, photocurrent. How this graph was? Graph was like this, which indicates that with the increase in intensity, the current increases. Okay, with the increase in intensity, current increases. Okay, and the second graph was between voltage and the current. Second graph was between voltage and the current. Graph was like this. Here it was I, that is a photocurrent. Here it is V, and the graph was like this. This potential is called. Yes, tell me what this potential is called. Yesterday we have discussed. Anyone? Tell me in the message. This potential is called stopping potential. Okay? It is called a stopping potential denoted by V naught. It is negative. It is negative. Stopping potential. It is negative. Okay? This is the potential at which current becomes zero. Moreover, good, very good, Prabhat and Khushi. And moreover, this potential is also called cutoff potential. Yesterday I didn't tell this. This is also called cutoff potential. Okay, this potential is also called cutoff potential. Is it clear? Okay, now just listen to me. Listen to me, everyone. These two graphs we have done. From this graph, the output was This was intensity I1, this was intensity I2, this was intensity I3. I3 is greater than I2 is greater than I1. What this maximum current is called? What this maximum current is called? Tell me. What this maximum current is called? Yes? Anyone? Saturation current. Harshit Gupta, बहुत बढ़िया. Nikhil Singh, good. Saturation current. For I2, the saturation current is higher. Good, very good, 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 good. And for I3, the saturation current is even higher. So basically, with the increase in intensity, good. Pragati, good. So for basically with the increase in intensity, saturation current increases. That we have done yesterday. Moreover, a very important conclusion was there, and that conclusion was K maximum, which was equal to EV naught, is independent of, let me write here, K maximum, which is equal to EV naught, and which is independent of what? Intensity. It does not depend upon intensity. Okay, it was a very important conclusion, because in wave theory it is assumed that the energy is the function of this one, amplitude, intensity. Energy is the function of intensity. When we give higher intensity, according to the wave theory, higher energetic electrons should be liberated. But here what we are saying, that we are looking at K max is independent of intensity of radiation. K max is independent of intensity of radiation, right? So this is a very important conclusion. Till here we have done yesterday. Now let us move ahead. So next variation we are going to study is third graph. Okay, third graph, and it is variation of photocurrent with potential. The same heading we have put yesterday also. But today, what we are going to do? We are going to do it at constant intensity. Earlier, yesterday we have done it for constant frequency. Today we are going to do it for constant intensity. Okay, how this graph goes like? Let us see. So this is your current, photocurrent, and this is your voltage. Okay, so for constant intensity we are drawing. Obviously, for different frequencies we are going to draw. And for constant intensity we are going to draw. So let us take one frequency, new one, and let us draw the graph. So for a particular frequency, the graph goes like this. So this is called saturation current. No problem in that. And this is stopping potential. And since it is 1, because this is for the first frequency, new one. This is the first frequency, new one. Okay, new one for new one frequency. This graph is for new one frequency. For new one frequency, this graph we have got. And there is no problem with that, because at this potential, the current is stopped. This is the maximum current, which is called saturation current. It was quite okay. But what happened when we draw the graph for a higher frequency? When we draw a graph for higher frequency and same intensity, higher frequency, same intensity, then what we have expected? Let me tell you what we have expected. Since intensity is same, so saturation current should be same. Okay, but frequency is different, and in the wave theory, frequency has nothing to do with energy. then what should happen? What should happen? It should be like the stopping potential should remain same. According to the wave theory, frequency has nothing to do with energy. Frequency has nothing to do with energy in wave theory. Frequency has nothing to do with energy. So for different frequency also, V naught should remain same. Why? Because this V naught actually represents kinetic energy. K max is equal to V naught. Okay. So if V naught should remain same, because V naught has nothing to do with frequency. But for our surprise, what happened? For a higher frequency, the graph was not like this. The graph is like this. For higher frequency, we have got a higher value of stopping potential. Again, it surprises us because as per wave theory, this should not happen. As per wave theory, this should not happen. The stopping potential should have remained same, but it is not like that. It is not happening. The stopping potential is different. Why is it so? We will discuss that when we discuss the same effect with the particle theory. I'll tell you the reason why this is happening. But right now I'm telling you where the wave theory fails to explain a photoelectric effect. Have you got that? Yes, anyone, everyone. Raise your hands if you have got. Raise your hands if you have got. Good, 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 good. Okay. Very good. So for higher frequency, let this frequency be nu2. Let this frequency be nu2. So nu2 is greater than nu1. The stopping potential is even higher. And if we take another higher frequency, say nu3, the graph is like this. The stopping potential is even higher. V03. Okay, V03. For all these frequencies, this is your nu3, this is your nu2, and this is your nu1. So nu3 is greater than nu2 is greater than nu1. Okay, and what we have seen, for a higher frequency, we have a higher stopping potential. For lower frequency, we have a lower stopping potential. Ashok, you want to ask something? Yes, anyone? If anyone want to ask anything? Sir, leave board. I want to take a screenshot. Who's this? Priyesh Rao. Priyesh Rao. Priyesh Rao. Priyesh, I'll give you the time for that. I'll give you the time for that. Okay. Before removing all these, I'll give you time for taking the screenshot. Now all of you are comfortable with that? Okay. Don't send me message in between. Is it clear? So, nu3 is greater than nu2 is greater than nu3, stopping potential increases. This should not happen according to the wave theory. But we have realized one more thing. From the graph, we have realized one more thing. And what is that? With increase in frequency, stopping potential increases. With increase in frequency, stopping potential increases. Indirectly, I am saying that with increase in frequency, kinetic energy of electron increases. With increase in frequency, V naught increases. With increase in V naught, K max is also increasing. Okay. So, what we have done? We have drawn one more graph to understand the relation between stopping potential and frequency. We have drawn one more graph to understand the relation between kinetic energy and stopping potential. Okay, sorry, frequency and stopping potential. And for that purpose, this is your saturation current, please write. For that purpose, let us draw the fourth graph. Just take the screenshot of both together, okay? Variation of stopping potential with frequency. Variation of stopping potential with frequency. And again, this graph gives us something more exciting. And what is that? On the x-axis, we are going to take frequency. On the y-axis, we are going to take a stopping potential, right? And here we are taking the magnitude of a stopping potential. That's why it is V naught only, not minus V naught, right? So, how this graph goes? Let us try to understand. First of all, we have tried this graph. We have tried this graph for lower frequencies. We keep the frequency very low and we keep the intensity very high. What should happen according to the wave theory? According to wave theory, since intensity is very much high, so electrons should liberate with higher kinetic energy and current will be flowing enormous current should flow. Okay, but what happened, we have seen that there is a particular frequency which is denoted by nu naught. Below this frequency, no electrons are liberated. No electrons are coming out from the metal surface. Howsoever high the intensity is. We have kept intensity so much high, but if the frequency is less than this nu naught, if the frequency is less than this nu naught, no electrons are liberated. So this frequency is called, anyone who can tell me? If you have studied before this lecture, this frequency, the minimum frequency below which Anurag Tiwari and Andri Tiwari, to everyone, threshold frequency, good. This frequency is called threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. We are going to write the definition of this also. This is the minimum frequency. Good, Shambhavi. This is the Shambhavi? Okay, this is the minimum frequency below which no electrons are liberated, howsoever high the intensity of the incident radiation is. Howsoever high the intensity of incident radiation is. Right? So this is called threshold frequency. Okay? And threshold frequency, after that, if we increase the frequency, then what we see that stopping potential is increasing linearly. The stopping potential is increasing linearly. This is for one metal. Okay. For one metal, we have done the experiment. We have seen the graph like this. So again, we repeated this experiment. Again, we repeated this experiment for another metal, for different metal. And again, we found that for that metal, this stopping potential is something else. Sorry, this threshold frequency is something else, but the same graph goes parallel to it. Same graph parallel to the previous one. So, variation in the maximum kinetic energy of electron, that depends upon V naught, with the frequency, it's same for all metals. What is different? Only threshold frequency. Threshold frequency is different. Okay, from these four graphs, there are some conclusions, and out of those conclusions, we define laws of photoelectric emission. Okay, so first of all, take the screenshot now. Take the screenshot now. Okay. Now, let us move to the next one, and the next thing is laws of photoelectric emission. Before that, let us write the definition of threshold frequency. I am removing it now. If you have not taken, last chance. Okay, so let us write the definition of threshold frequency. What is threshold frequency? Aditya Yadav, to everyone, please. What happened, Aditya? Let me check. Sir, if kinetic energy of electron is not changing, then how current increases? Sir, please answer me. Kinetic energy is not changing, then also the current is increasing. These are the failures of wave theory, actually, Aditya. Okay. These are the points where the wave theory fails to explain how this current is increasing, how this kinetic energy depends upon frequency, it is not depending upon the intensity. So these are the failures of wave theory. As per the wave theory, these cannot be explained. These will be explained on the basis of particle theory. When I'll teach particle theory, I'll explain. Have you got that, Aditya? Aditya, have you got that? Aditya, okay, good. So when Aditya the air, whatsoever. Okay, when we'll study particle theory, these all regions, how this depends upon that, how it is independent of that, all these will be explained. So let us write the definition of threshold frequency first of all. Threshold frequency. How this threshold frequency is defined? It is defined that it is the minimum frequency. Yeah, it is the frequency below which photoelectrons do not emit do not emit howsoever high the intensity is. Okay, howsoever high the intensity is. So this is the definition of threshold frequency. It is denoted by nu naught. Threshold frequency is denoted by nu naught. Okay, just write the definition or take the screenshot. Write it afterwards. Let me remove from this side. Okay, now let us move to the next topic, and the next topic is laws of photoelectric emission. Laws of photoelectric photoelectric effect. Laws of photoelectric effect. First one. Okay, what are the laws? So whatever we have learned from the graph, we are going to just wait. Sir, voice is lacking. Please repeat. Priyesh Rao. Priyesh, please check your network. All of you other students, have you got my voice? Are you getting my voice? Just tell me in the message. Are you getting my voice? Yes. 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 Okay. If you are not getting my voice now, if you are not getting also, then also yesterday I have uploaded the video on the YouTube, and I have sent you the link. Today also the same thing will be happening. And today, till whatever we have studied till today, I'll send the notes also. Okay, so if you fail to note from the board, if you fail to take a screenshot from the board, then also you can write from the notes, right? So don't worry about anything, just be in the class. If voice is lacking, then it is for a particular movement. It is for a particular movement. For few minutes it will be, but it will not be happening very regularly. Okay, network is good over here. So laws of photoelectric effect. The first law, what is the first law? What are the conclusions we have drawn from the graph? We are going to write all of them. The first graph we have drawn. From that graph, what we have learned? We have learned that the photocurrent, the graph was, if you remember, The graph was like this. Here photocurrent, here intensity. From this graph, what we have learned? We have learned that the photocurrent is directly proportional proportional to directly proportional to intensity of incident radiation. Incident radiation. Okay, intensity of incident radiation. Ajay, you want to say anything? Ajay Yadav? Yes, Ajay. You want to say anything? Okay. So, intensity of incident radiation. But we have to take care of that thing, frequency thing, that it should be happening above a certain frequency. So, we should write above threshold frequency. We should mention it because below threshold frequency, no electrons will be emitted. And if no electrons will be emitted, then how the photocurrent will be there? Okay, so we should mention above threshold frequency. I should write it in the very beginning, but I have forgot. The photocurrent is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation above threshold frequency. Above threshold frequency should be here, and then after one comma, and then after all this statement. Have you got this statement? Above threshold frequency, the photocurrent is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation. Have you got this one? Okay. Now let us go to the second one. Second law. What is the second graph? Second graph was like this, if you remember. Second graph was like this. Stopping potential was same, but the current was increasing with the increasing intensity. The stopping potential was same. So how the second law is there? So we should say the maximum kinetic energy of electron, the maximum kinetic energy of electrons, the maximum kinetic energy of electrons is independent of, since for different intensities stopping potential was same, stopping potential is same, it simply means that kinetic energy is also same. So it's independent of intensity but is directly proportional to directly proportional to, from the third graph, fourth graph, from directly proportional to frequency of incident radiation. Incident radiation, again above threshold frequency, above threshold frequency. This is your second law. Okay, this is your second law, right? This is your second law. The maximum kinetic energy of electrons is independent of intensity but is directly proportional to the frequency of incident radiation above threshold frequency. This above threshold frequency you have to mention, because below threshold frequency this will not hold and this will not hold also. None of them will hold, right? So above threshold frequency both will hold. Is it clear? Let us go to the third point, third law. There are four statements, right? There are four statements. Sir, I'm not getting Ankit Mishra. Ankit, in this one, we have told that kinetic energy of electron is actually independent of intensity, because for different intensities, stopping potential was same. For different intensity, the stopping potential was same. And if its stopping potential is same, we can say kinetic energy is also same. So we are changing the intensity, but kinetic energy is not changing. So what we can say? We can say that kinetic energy is independent of the intensity of radiation. Have you got that now? Ankit. Yes, Ankit, have you got that? Ankit Mishra, yes. Okay, good. Now we are moving to the third one. After writing four statements, we are going to have a break of 10 minutes. Then after we'll start. After writing all these four. Third one. Third one. What is the third one? Third law. Third law says that there exists a minimum frequency. There exists a minimum frequency below which photoelectric effect does not take place. Photoelectric effect does not take place. Anyone who can tell me of which frequency I am talking about? That's why I have not given any intro of this. Of which frequency, about what frequency I am talking about? That frequency is called what? Yes, in the message. Threshold frequency. Good. Good. This frequency is called threshold frequency. Okay, this frequency is called threshold frequency. And the fourth and the last point is, which is not there in the graph. Nikirai, good. Which is not there in the graph. We have not talked about that also, but we have observed that the photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process. The photoelectric effect is an instantaneous process. There is no time delay between falling of radiation and emission of electron. As the radiation falls, the electrons liberate. So these are the four things we have observed from the practicals. We have observed practically, and now we'll try to describe it with the help of wave theory, but it will happen after a break of not 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, so we'll meet again after 5 minutes. Right? Right now it is 8:36. At 8:41, I'll send the link. Is it clear? So, after a break of 5 minutes. Thank you.